Forgot the lights again. I'll get used to the YouTube thing eventually. Maybe not today, but one day I will.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way day, and up she rises, way.
So hi guys, today I want to talk about a slightly uncomfortable topic, at least for me, but one of the reasons I want to bring it up is because I'm conflicted about it, and I want to know what you guys have to say about this topic. It is unique to the writing community specifically. I think I've seen a few things like this in a few other communities, yoga for example, which is dangerous, but for writers, I see it most primarily here on Authortube, although it's kind of been a thing in the writing community in general, even predating YouTube, which I don't know how old some of y'all are to remember those days, but there was a time back in angelfire.com and tripod.com, if y'all remember those suckers. There was an era, and these, I don't want to use the word scam because not all of these could be scams. But there are some scams out there. Pretty much what I mean to say is income for authors. Back when I was really, really young, probably only like 12, 13 years old, I remember looking up this information on how one got published and how one makes money as an author, and I remember it being a very, very grim picture. You either got signed up to a major house publishing or you were kind of screwed. There were very few other options, although there were self-publishing options. They were incredibly expensive. You had to front all the money up front, and you pretty much had to, on your own funds for years, just tote yourself across the country and pray and hope something stuck. Fast forward years in the future, we have things like YouTube, where I personally don't monetize, but a lot of authors do, and they get a large chunk of their monthly income from YouTube, and it's something they can rely on. They've got analytics and they have things they can look at to make sure they stay on track. And that's something that didn't used to be offered before, so cool. But another thing I've noticed has increased as time's gone on, and it seems pretty common now, and the thing that makes my stomach feel weird is writing classes. Now, I think there are some great authors out there that are truly really good at instruction, and they have been writing and a published author for many, many years. They have tons of information to give, and I have no problem with them holding classes. My problem is when the authors that only have one published book and it was self-publishing only, they're holding classes. That's when I have a problem. And it makes me mad at myself in a way, because I more than anyone know that you don't necessarily have to be certified as a teacher, and you don't necessarily have to have years of experience to know how to do a craft. Just because someone wasn't discovered properly doesn't mean they're not super talented and don't have stuff to share. I mean, I'm here on YouTube, I'm talking about writing with other writers, and I'm not published. It doesn't mean what I have to say is invalid. It just means I don't have the same experience as someone who's been in the industry for 20 plus years. But I'm not charging for my videos. I'm not charging for a class. And that's where things get kind of hazy. I'm kind of curious what you guys think about this. Like, at what point do you feel like when you're asking for people to buy something, that there needs to be a certain standard? Because you could say that it's totally on the shoulders of the purchasers, because it kind of is. It is the purchaser, the buyer's responsibility to do their research on what they're buying and who they're buying it from, and if they're a certified person who qualifies to teach anything. And even if you do have the knowledge to teach something, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to actually handle the organization of a class. Organizing classes is actually really, really difficult to manage. I would know, I've done it. I've organized classes, I've organized lesson plans. It can be really chaotic, and the larger your class, it can get really out of control pretty quickly. So, I don't know, I just feel really, really weird towards these writing classes that are offered by people here, especially authors here on Authortube. It makes me uncomfortable, because I'll enjoy their other content, like I'll watch their videos on craft of writing and I can enjoy that, but then as soon as their classes come up in conversation, I just kind of sit there awkwardly like, I think there's some truth to the phrase, if you have a skill, you shouldn't give it away for free. But at the same time, I do think there's something to be said for experience. And again, this is coming from someone who has taught in classes before. There's a huge gap between someone who has taught in a class for years and someone who has never been in a classroom in a teaching position. Massive, massive difference in how they handle themselves. I think it's kind of rude to be offering a service for something you don't really know or don't know properly. I think it's arrogant, and it can make writing groups look like kind of shams or fronts for something else going on, when really a lot of us are truly here on YouTube to just, we're all struggling to just write our books, write our short stories, write our poetry, and not completely get crushed by life in the process. A lot of us are just doing what we can and enjoying doing what we can, but like doing what we can. And I don't know, it's a little frustrating to watch someone charge hundreds of dollars a class when they have almost no experience in the industry. I don't know. Is that unreasonable though? Is it unreasonable for me to feel that way? I shuffle back and forth. I honestly don't know what side I'm on more. I really don't. I can see both sides equally. So please let me know in the comments below. This is just something I wanted to get off my chest because it's something that makes me feel really, really strange in Authortube. I just feel really weird about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think it's just, you know, authors should be able to do whatever they want for business and it's just, you know, buyers beware, buyers should just, you know, be smart about their purchases? Or do you think they should take more responsibility? I mean, kids are on YouTube too. When I was a kid writer, would I have known the difference between a verified author and someone who only had one book out? I might not have realized. At the same time, should I be a kid with $100 to spend willy-nilly without being questioned? I honestly don't have an answer for this one at all. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because it keeps coming up. There are one or two authors that do this, and sometimes their stuff shows up in my feed. And every time it does, I just feel so awkward about those videos. I usually don't even click on them, don't even watch them, because I'm just like, why would I do that? This whole thing just makes me feel so awkward. I don't know whether to be like, you know, good for you on having a business, or be like, could you stop? I honestly would probably rather them stop, honestly. But also, I mean, I've also never taken these classes. I mean, maybe they are really, really good. Maybe these classes are life-changing. I don't know. I just feel like for the same price, or actually less than a lot of these people are charging for the classes, I can take a master class with Neil Gaiman. Or even a community college course with a professor that's been writing for literally 50 years. Like, I just feel like it's weird, right? I don't know. Please let me know what you guys think about the whole situation in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I probably opened a can of worms on this one, but I'm also kind of curious.
Putting it along with a gently sober early in the morning.